Hello, everybody. I'm here a tiny smidge bit early. Why? Because just standing here again. It's like we just sit here. Maybe like I said last, probably should come in here sooner. Anyways, hello there. I'm Tiffany. Welcome to my quilting life. Today is Sunday. So Sunday where we eventually sew on a Sunday. And hopefully you do too. So let's see who's all here today. Obviously, we're in a different position, but that's because I wanted to show you guys something and I didn't want the camera to go like 500 places first. I just figured I'd start on this angle, you know? All right. Well, oh, he didn't even scroll it for me.
Well, the commercial thing made it go all weird.
All right. Let's see. We've got Penny Ann, Judy, Robin, Sheila, Terry, Lisa, Ava, Samantha, Sharon, and it totally went away. So welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining, and hello to everybody that I missed, because when the ads go on the computer, it does its thing, and I lose everything. So anyways, no, it's fine. So today we, as the title said, are going to start a new pattern. Usually I do my own thing, but this time we are going to be following a pattern. So we are going to be, if you type in explanation pattern, it'll give you a link to where you can find the pattern. We are going to be doing a Lella Boutique pattern called Social Butterfly. It's number 136. If you don't see that, then it's probably the wrong pattern. It's Lella Boutique by Vanessa. I'm not even going to say it because I will butcher it. I butcher all sorts of names. But this is what it looks like. It's going to be 3 blocks across by 3 blocks down because it's 9 total blocks, and it makes a 75 by 75 inch quilt. If you're going to be getting this pattern and following along, just so that you know before you get it, you need 9 fat quarters of a dark, 9 fat quarters of a light, 2.5 yards of a white or background fabric, and then 1 1/4 yards of a border, and 3/4 yard for binding, and 4 3/4 for backing, and a big chunk of batting. It actually tells you how big you need for everything on here. So this is what we're going to be doing until the next couple Sundays until it's done. So this is what we're going to be working on. I wanted to show you my fat quarter bundle. Scott chose the fat quarter bundle, and so it has darks and lights. It was a 20-piece bundle, and I'm going to show you right now by turning the camera so you guys can see. Where's the button to turn the camera? There it is. Right there. All right, so here is my fat quarter bundle. Right there. It is Favorite Things by Jerry Robinson of Planted Seed Designs for Red Rooster Fabrics. So you can see, quite lovely. I needed 9 darks and 9 lights. So 2 of these are going to be removed from here. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be this one right here because it's a border fabric and I really don't need that in the blocks. And one of the lights, because for my background, I chose a cream. So you can see right away, the fabric bundle actually came with this cream in it, but I completely pulled this out and added my own right here that matches, because that's going to be used as my border for my pattern. So I have more of it for the border. So that way it's incorporated in the quilt to match the border, but it looks perfectly with it. As you can see, it looks like it goes with that line. So that's why I'm using it. So yeah, 2 of the colors are going to get removed. Obviously this one right away, and one of the creams, because I need 9 lights and 9 darks. And so far, this cream right here is going to be the one I think I'm going to remove. Plus there's one in blue, but yeah, I'm going to remove that one, I think, because this one has whites in it, so you can see it against this, and this one does too, so you can see it against it. This one is a lot paler. So I just wanted to show you guys, before I started anything, close up of my fat quarter bundle, which is, again, you can't find this online. If you can find it, you're lucky, because we tried to find links for you guys, but we couldn't find it. So Favorite Things by Jerry Robinson of Planted Seed Designs for Red Rooster Fabrics. And the pattern is the Lella Boutique Social Butterfly. And if you type in explanation pattern, that'll pull up a link. It only pulls up those links while we're on the live stream. Hey, look at my mess. So we're just going to go ahead now and put you in the normal position, which is right here. And I'm going to go where I normally sit. All right, so now that you guys saw all of my fabrics and what we're going to do, now we can get started reading the pattern, cutting it out, doing what we got to do, and making this quilt. So I'm going to go ahead and right away just pull this guy. And this one is just going to get folded again because I don't really want a border print in here. I think it would look weird, so I'm just going to leave that out. And then, which one did I say? This one right here. We're going to leave this one out too. Because, again, it's too light and my background is cream. So I definitely don't want to put too much cream on cream. What's again? Yeah. No, this one's different. Oh. They're different. Okay. Scotty thought they were the same. All right, so I pulled my two. Now I just need to go, hey, which one is dark and which one is light? Because it says in the pattern that I skimmed through before going live. It says that I have to, and just know when I'm doing other people's patterns, I can't give you guys the measurements, but I can show you how to put things together. So that's as far as I can go. I can tell you letter A goes with B, C goes with F, so on and so forth. I could tell you that, but I can't tell you the cuts. So it says to separate two piles, one light and one dark. So I'm going to automatically assume this one is going to be dark. This one is going to be dark. And I pre-pressed everything before the live because this bundle must have been packaged for a long time because everything was really, 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 let's just say, really folded up so funny that it needed a lot of ironing. All right, now this one is considered a dark, so that makes number 4. This one is definitely a dark, makes number 5. This one is definitely considered dark, that will be number 6. I know I'm making a mess of everything I just pressed, but we'll lay it all out. This will be number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And then this will be number 8. And one more of these is going to be considered dark. So let's lay these out for my 9 lights. I also have a stripe that is a brown with cream stripe that matches this. That doesn't have the flowers on it, but it's the stripes on its own. That's going to be my binding. I left it in the other room, in the fabric room, but that's going to be what I use as binding. I'm going to consider that light. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is definitely in the light. This is definitely light. I'm going to use this light brown is going to be in the light. So that's 8. And we're also going to consider this light. I think I'll put this in dark.
Really?
I don't know.
Over the brown?
That one's a hard choice. Yeah, because this one reads darker to me compared to these. Okay. Because of the, yeah. So that is going to go with darks, and the other 2 will be lights. So now all I need to do is stack them up nicely and cut them all exactly the same, because that's what it says. Cut them all exactly the same. Which makes this whole pattern so easy to do, because everything is exactly the same. So I'm just going to make 2 piles. That way I'm not cutting that many layers, and I'm going to cut both piles exactly the same, and then I'll just stack them up. Because we're just making 9 butterflies, so you just need 9 lights and 9 darks. So we're just making 9 blocks. Big blocks. They're big blocks. I like big blocks, and I cannot lie. Yep, we're making big blocks.
I like that.
Yep, it's going to yield a beautiful butterfly block in blues and browns because Scotty chose it. He said, "This is perfect, Tiffy." And I said no, and he said yes. So then I left the room, and then I went back in and looked some more, and then I was like, yeah, he's right. Let's make it.
It took you a long time to agree with him.
Yeah, it took me a while to agree with him, and then he finally was like, oh, okay, you are going to use it. And I was like, yeah. All right, so there's some in that pile, and then we'll make this pile nice and square. They literally gypped me like 1/8 of an inch on all these fat quarters, I'm telling you. They don't exactly all make 18. They're like, some of them are short. It's kind of funny. Fat quarters are all cut differently by different companies, so just remember that. All right. And anything that's left over will go towards the back of the quilt. I'll piece it all together and do something with it. Because that's what I usually do. All the scraps can go into this quilt. All right, so I've separated. Then it says you can also, if you want everything to land in a specific spot, like to mix everything up and not have two of the same next to each other, that you can go ahead and pre-plan that. I'm going to just see how it ends up. I'm not going to worry about it. But I am going to open my book to page 2 now and start with my darks and all the cuts that they need. Again, I cannot give you the measurements, but we will be labeling these with my little clips, with my little alphabet on them. A through E is what we're going to be doing for our darks. So I'm going to go ahead, line this up, make the cuts. And I need a ruler for that. Just going to put this right here. And we're going to follow this chart. I need this. I'm going to make my first cut using my Quilter's slide lock ruler. So I'm straightening them all up. That you probably didn't see me fully do. I'm also going to straighten up this stack right here. They should all be crossing a line. Slide just a little bit more. That way I have a straight edge because they're both getting cut exactly the same. And I'm totally not that handed with a right-handed ruler, so we're just going to come in front of the camera and block you guys so you can stare at my backside while I straighten that out.
Does that company make a shorter?
Yes, they also have a 14-inch slide lock, so this one is the 24-inch. They make a 14-inch, and now they also have little ones for fussy cutting, little fussy cut ones, or cut, what are they called? They're quilt. If Fallon is here, or if she joins, she could tell you guys. I forgot what they're called. I watch her videos all the time, and I forget. Look at that. All right, so I'm going to cut 4 of a A. So we're going to pull my A. We're going to cut. Okay. We're going to go right here to this number that I'm not allowed to tell you, but just know I'm cutting it. Oh, you have to open it all the way.
I know.
All right, so I'm going to make my first cut for my A's right there. And we're going to count over on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try not to say the numbers out loud. There and right there. Did it cut right there? Yep, it did. Okay. And then those. Oops, nope, it did not. It missed it. I gotta line that back up. Then I'm gonna subcut those. Let's see if I can do that while it's like so close together. Line up past the selvage. Yep, that's past the selvage. That's past it. Okay. We need a smaller ruler. We need this one. And I'm going to subcut, which I'm sideways right here. I'm going to line this up, make sure it's past the selvage on everything. And it is right there. Right there. I'm lucky to have a table that I can move all the way around on. It's best to have one if you're, trying to make your way around. Okay, what's that other cut? All right. Right here. So I need 4 of these.
It does take up the room, though.
Yes, it does take up a lot of space. But it's nice to be able to cut most of the way around my table. So just go ahead, and if you're going to do the pattern, and if you're watching this as the replay later on, go ahead and cut all your pieces, and I should take just as long as you cutting everything out. Do we need that end piece? Nope, so that's part of my scraps. I'm going to go ahead and do those same numbers on this stack now. Right here. Probably should have tied my hair up.
Want a rubber band? I can go get you one.
No, I have a clip in here.
You want me to get you a clip?
No, I'll do it right now in a minute. And one more cut. And I usually stand to do all of my cutting. All right. Slide that out of the way. And these are now, let's do this as if they're all stacked on top of each other. These are all now my A's, and I'm going to go ahead and clip my A onto here.
You want a bigger clip?
I know I should have used my bigger clips, but that's okay. Those are my A's. All right, now we're going to slide this over, and then we're going to start with our B's. Let's pull the B off of here.
Will it help if I get your bigger clips out for you?
No, it's fine. Let's see.
I can label them for you even.
All right. We're going to go ahead and cut these. Here, and we're going to line this up also and cut this. Because I'm cutting everything at the same exact time. All right. Again, I'm just using my big ruler. I love this thing. Slide lock. That. And right here. I check before I cut a zillion times. I'm overly checky because, this ruler has no markings on it. That's probably the only downside is it doesn't have markings on it, but it's 3.5 inches wide. All right, now I'm going to subcut to that number. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and cut the selvage off of these. And look at that number one more time because I just forgot. We're going to use my ruler to go to that number. Right there. 1 and let's say 2. Yeah. What's the other number? Oh, because C is also cut from here. So let's see. Yep, this one gets C from it. The front gets 1 and the other gets C. I see. Okay. I know what I'm doing now. Pay attention to that pattern. So that one gets that cut. Cut the selvage off right here. And then come over here and go to the 2 numbers. And then I got to make another cut off the fabric for B and C again. So that's B, and then this one is C. Let me check one more time. Yeah, that's what it is. Make sure everything's nice and square. And those are my scrap. So we're going to put these with B for now because I got to cut it again, and these with C. I'm just going to put my little B clip there and my C clip there and do that same thing all over again. Just going to line all these back up. Everything's staying stacked really nicely.
You can stack stuff on the ironing board since you're not using it at the moment.
I'm good.
That will help.
There, right here. So again, I'm cutting B and C all over again. Right there. Slide it out of the way, cut the selvage off of them, and then make those two same cuts again off of these. Here, I'm getting a lot of exercise today, huh? Look at that. Oh, did I already cut it off? I did, didn't I? No, I did not. And come over here to that special number, and then that special number a second time. The reason why I didn't pre-cut everything is because I want you guys to see what all goes into making a quilt. I'm always usually a start to finish quilter, so I definitely want you guys to see what all goes into a pattern. Oh, I forgot to cut that one. Look at that. All right. Those are my scraps. This is my C. Now all the C's are cut. Just place those out of the way, and then all of my B's are cut. And we'll just clip them out of the way. All right, what else now? Let's see. D and E. So D. All right, so I'm going to leave these right where they were. Oh, they got moved around, didn't they? Just line that up right there. Right there. And there. There we go. Cutting the same. So, yeah. Here, let's line the ruler up. One. And then I have to do that same cut again. Where am I at? 15 right there. On the 15. That makes the cut I need. So we're cutting D and E. And this is my scrap, which I can still sew those together as strings. I'm just going to put those out of the way.
This tip is not waste.
Yeah, I don't waste anything at all. I will use those in my strings. I might not even have that many scraps towards the back. All right, so there's one. Two is here. There, right there. Line that up. Yep, I do talk to myself while doing this. Okay, let's cut the D's first. So that comes from the first one. Go ahead, line it up, cut the selvage off. Line it up, cut the selvage off. And then do D 1 and 2. And then the same with this. 1 and 2. 2. Okay, so those are D. So I'm going to clip them as D. And then E, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, 5, 6 is, hold on. Where am I at? I'm on E. All right. Here we go. Let's use this ruler because it's easier.
Are your other rulers from Missouri Star?
Yep, my other rulers are Missouri Star rulers. They're my 2 go-to rulers from Missouri Star. 4. No, I do not. And 4 from this one. 2, 3, and 4. Oops. Come on. There. And that. And then we need to cut 2 more E's. So let's cut off the salvage. And 2 more E's.
What size is the Missouri Star roller that you prefer?
The Missouri Star rulers I prefer is the 8-inch by 2.5 inch and the 15-inch by 5-inch. They're my 2 favorite ones. So they're my 2 only Missouri Star ones. Well, no, I have templates too, Missouri Star templates, but all right.
How often do we change cutting mats? I think you've only changed it, what, once in all the years you've been sewing?
No, this is the 3rd one
Okay.
of these, my
So
cutting
3
mat.
times in how many years?
3 times in 7, well, 8, almost 8 years, honestly, because I had memories come up on my Facebook, and that's how I'm seeing how long I've been quilting for, is my memories on Facebook. When I gifted a quilt, I remember that was however long ago. So, or like 7.25 or 7.5 years. Oh, no, because then they can't see this good.
They see all the way down here.
Oh, okay. No, it's fine.
I can move it up so they can see your face, honey.
All right, so this was E. So let's grab E off of here. I'm just going to lay it on top because I can't really do anything else. And then this, and this is waist. So these can be used for the back or a border or actually, yeah, that would be cool. Or even binding, honestly. All right, so let's put all the waist together and we're going to do the same thing with, yeah, just put them up there.
Yeah, put it right down there.
That way we can keep all these letters together. All right, D and E.
Right down there.
Now we're going to work with the lights, which are all different cuts again. They're not exactly the same. I'm going to do the same thing, 2 separate piles, and cut those up. Nope, it's fine. I'm going to be sitting down as soon as I get everything situated and cut. All right, so we're just going to make 2 piles. Cut them all at the same exact time. Make sure that they're nicely stacked so that I cut everything accurately. I try to like line up the selvages and also one of the sides as best as it lines up, you know, because sometimes they're not exactly the same. But we definitely want good cuts, so we definitely need to line up as best as we can. I do like the fact that I do have a brown and cream stripe that will be perfect for the binding of this quilt. And one more. I'm going to go ahead and cut these exactly the same. Right there. All right. So I'm going to line it up. I'm going to do the same thing I did with the darks, except these are different sizes. just make sure you pay attention to that. I'm just gonna try to do this one without having to block the camera. The other one I'll go on the other side of the desk for. Did I get all of them? I did. Look at that. All right, go on the other side of the desk and cut this one. Just lining everything up. Did I get them all? I did. Okay. Let's check these numbers now. All right, so F is F. We're going to work with the letter F. We're going to cut a blah, blah, blah strip because I can't tell you the numbers. There, line it up right there. Make my cut. There and here. Make my cut. All right, and then I'm going to subcut. Slide that out of the way a little bit to where I can reach everything. Cut the salvages all off. The little tag that says what the fabrics are, it just says right here. It doesn't say, it just says favorite things, Red Rooster Designs. The whole thing is on this piece of paper.
Oh.
I wrote it on there.
That way I can help you when they ask you. You don't have to say it.
Yeah, because I don't remember. Okay. Now to cut the size it needs to be. All right. Here. And right here. Okay, so these are the Fs. Right here and right there. So let's mark the F right there. And then they have this as scrap, so this right here goes in my scrap pile. All right. Now we need G, which is just one single cut. Okay, G. Okay, so that's a half. So that makes 2 right here. Nothing's been moved or adjusted. Good, good, good. Oops, right there. Right there. And right there. One of those, and that already is a half. So this number makes a whole. And then we're going to subcut because we're doing G. Cutting goes pretty quick if you're paying attention and, and doing whatever, the cutting should go pretty quick. This one seems pretty easy so far. What was that number again? All right. Right here. 1. 2. Oh, I need 2 of them. Okay. So let's cut that number again. Some patterns are really easy to follow. Some of them, not so much. You guys have been on screen with me when I've had the not so much patterns. All right, so these are G. Yeah, we've had times of troubles with patterns before. All right, G done. Now we're on to H. Is that number. All right, so let's go ahead and cut the strips that it needs. there, and right there. Here and right here. Come on. And then subcut to how many pieces of how big? All right. Cut salvage and then cut 2 of my number off of here. My magic number. See if I don't forget it. 1 and 2. And then off here. Do our magic number. 1 and 2. Is that waste? Oh yeah, it is. So this stack is waste as well. There's a lot of waste in the lights. All right. So we have now cut the H. I just love this. It's like so soothing to just sit here and chop stuff up. I was going to say a bad word almost, and then I said stuff. I need to tie my hair back though because I'm starting to get a little on the sweaty side. Okay, where are we at? We're on I. Pull off the little I thing. Really? One whole strip for that? My goodness. Okay, let's go for it. That has not been moved, so we'll cut right here. Right there and right there. One here, and that's the half, so that's the whole. There, right there. And then we're going to cut eyes, so we need 2 of that number. Might as well just cut the J also, because it's the same number. And then that will be it. The rest is waste. Oops, it got moved. Don't move it, Tiffy. Here. Right there. Okay. So that means this and this are waste towards the back of the quilt or wherever. And then there's going to be some bigger chunks left of these too. So let's go with the first number of the I. I'm going to cut the salvage off the first 2. And we're going to go to the magic number. Cut 2 of them. 2. Magic number. 1 and 2. There we go. So this is I. And for anybody that's going to ask, because I know you are, and you're new to my channel, I did not starch any of these fabrics. Because I don't starch. Oh, just in case.
Yep, it's already been asked.
All right, now we're going to cut some J, which is that one. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's just cut these at the same exact time because there's only 2 left. Make it easy on myself. All right, and then we have to cut the background fabric still. So 1, 2, 3, Oops, come on, don't wiggle. 4, 5, and one more time. 6, and this is waist. All right, Scotty, here's my waist of lights. There we go.
Put them there.
All right, so I'm just going to stack these up and put the letter on top because the stack is going to be way too tall. And we're going to just put J right on here. Those are J. So all of my lights and darks are now chopped. We are going to move on to page 3, which is the background fabric. Or white. It says white on here, but it's technically background fabric. All right, so I have 2.5 yards here. Just going to keep it folded over onto itself and start making cuts. And I'm actually going to pre-look at all the numbers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of that size. I'm going to switch rulers for this. But first, I'm going to straighten everything up on a line on my cutting mat. And then make it nice and straight.
How did you mark your clips?
My clips have little alphabets on them. Scotty can hold this up to the camera. This is pretty much what they are. Organizing stickers by GE Designs. All right, so I'm going to make a straight cut real quick, and then I'm going to start subcutting. So those are the clips, the stickers that I put on my clips. You put them on the big clips and the little clips.
Your awesome fan sent those to you.
No, actually, I got them in my box. A fan sent me one package, and the other package came in a box for my open gate quilt designs.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Everything's cut. Now I'm just going to switch rulers out because now I need this, ouch, which is my Quilter's Select ruler. We're going to cut 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8. We're going to cut 8 that with the fabric strips. So I'm just going to use this ruler to do it because it goes faster, and I'm stacked over by 2, so I just need to, there's 1, 2, and they fell to the floor. That was not supposed to happen. 3, 4. 5, 6. This ruler does not slip either once you are holding it down. This Quilter's Select, this is my other favorite type of ruler. All right, we're just going to set that aside for a second. And move this. Bring these up here because it fell on the floor. And then 3 of the strips are for 1 cut size. So I'm just going to stack up those 3 together because I'm going to cut them all at the same time. 1 strip is its own size, and then 4 strips are their own cuts. So those 4 can get stacked just like that. All right, so I'm going to start subcutting. We're working on letter K. So now we need K.
You're flying. Okay, already.
Move that out of the way. We're going to line up that so the cut salvage gets cut all at the same time. And we're going to use the ruler. How many of these should I get? 6 per strip. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. And that's waist. So here we have K. Done. Now we're on L, which is blah, blah, blah by blah, 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 which you guys are, not allowed to have until you buy the pattern. I need 9 of this number. 9 of that number. So let's cut the selvage off. And go for, okay. There, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Open it up and get piece number 9. There's 9 blocks, so that's probably why there's 9 of that size. So each block gets 1. All right, so that's L done. Look at that. That's my waist. Now we're on M. This is why I had to add to my alphabets by writing those letters on there. This right here, how many of these are we actually making? Holy moly, 63 of those. Okay, I get 16 per strip. I already know that. All right, here we go. I'm just gonna chop them all. I should have not did that. I cut crooked. So now I gotta fix this real quick. Sometimes I cut crooked.
It happens.
Okay. Waste pile. Stack them all up. That's garbage because I made a boo-boo cut. And this is M, which just gets the clip on top of it because, yeah. All right, now we're on N. Where am I at? Right here. 5 strips of that size. Okay. Here we go. We're going to unfold this and do 5 strips of a certain size. And since I already have a straight edge over here, all I have to do is line my ruler up to that specific number and cut 5 strips. 1, 2. 3, 4. Roll this back and get the 5th one. There we go. And then we're subcutting. Where are we at? I'm on N. Subcut to. Oh, okay. Just stack them all. The paper for the labels is right here. All right, we need this ruler, and we're going to cut everything all at the same exact time. Right? Let's see what it is again. I'm going to need 36 of these. 8 per strip. Okay, there we go. I'm going to cut all the salvages at the same exact time. Open Gate Quilts and or anywhere online you can find them. Fat Quarter Shop sells them. So, 2. 3, 4. 6. 7, 8. Is that what it says? 8 per strip. Yep. So here's my waist. There. Stack these up now and put my letter on them. Right there. And now we're on O. 18 of those strips. What? Wow. Okay. 18. I am making 9 blocks. 9 and 9 is 18. I'm going to refold this so that I can cut 2 at a time. Also going to recut it because it's kind of got itself a little on the wonky side. There we go. It's lined up. Let's make a nice fresh cut right here. Just to straighten it up. Okay. Now I needed what again? 18 of those numbers. One, 2. 3, 4. 5, 6. 7, 8. 9, 10. 11, 12. 13, 14. Ooh, look at that. 15, 16, and 2 more. 17, 18, and then is there any more that I need? Nope. Okay, so that was my overcutting on the 2.5 yards. Either I don't think I overcut because I used my mat, but that's what's left over from 2.5 yards. So that can just go right there because I can use it for something else. That's my scraps over there. Let's move that out of the way. And these are going to get subcut now. All right, here we go. What are the subcuts for this? Let's make sure everything stays lined up. Are they all the same? They're O and P. Oh, they come from the same thing. Okay, I get it. So O and P are coming from the same strip. Per strip. All right, so they're going to all get turned this way and opened up. Oy, oy, oy. There we go. Let's do it. Stack them all up. My mat is definitely not long enough for a strip this way, but they get opened up and stacked up.
So they're longer than 36 inches, in other words.
Yeah, well, it's 40. The width of fabric is 44, 43, 44. Some fabrics are 42, but pretty sure this one's 44. So I'm just going to go ahead and just make a more than one pile. Shouldn't take too much longer. Stacking them nicely. It's in my way. All right, getting close. Whee! It's a lot of stacking. It's a lot of stacking, and I'm going to do some whacking. Get this all chopped up. All right. Next stack. Next stack won't give me a heart attack. Let's make it all nice and flat. How do you like that? Sorry, I make up songs. How many of you actually make up weird, funny word songs when you're making quilts? This fabric is laying flat. I don't have a problem with that.
It rhymes.
Sewing is so much fun, you see, if you sew with Tiffany.
I like that.
Sorry. I like to make up stuff when I'm in here and I just sing. If I don't have the radio on, at least. I haven't had the radio on in a while, actually. Actually, we're just going to stack these up on one of these piles because there's only 2 left. There we go. That should be good. All right, let's make the 2 kits I need from here. Well, I'm going to use a ruler that has those numbers on it. I'm going to start by kitting right here first. Get those selvages all kit off. And make sure everything's nice and straight. Where's my rotary cutter? Oh, there it is. Okay, what is the first number? Let's look. O is that. All right, where's that on my thing? And a half right there. Here
There
we go.
you go. One lady said you can't get demonetized for singing your own songs.
Nope, I cannot. All right, there's my first ones of O's. So that, and then I got to slide it over and do a different number. So we're going to just slide it over because we're going to make a couple stacks of this number. Let's just lay it right here because we know that that's O. And then this one will be P, which is the number right here. And this is my P cut. All right. Just like that. So that's O. And this is P. I'm going to assume this is how big the blocks are going to be. Bam. All right, let's do that again. Let's see if I can't just do both of these at the same exact time. Because, just line them up right here. Cut this off at the end.
You're good like that. You can do it.
Come over to the magic first number. Is that again? Okay, hold on. Turn the ruler. And it is right here. So this is my O cut first. Right there. Stack them up. Put them on the O pile. Oh, yay, it's working. And then this number is next. What is it again? And that one. Okay. Here we are. That number right there. Lay it on there. Bam, make that cut. Look at that. Stack these up on the P pile. And don't worry, it doesn't look like pee. Actually, it's the color of pee if you drink plenty of water.
Oh, okay.
Look at that, guys. I have just completely cut out and all of this pieces. I mean, when you look at it, it's so weird. To me, it just drives me insane how this works out. All these pieces, all this, look at this. this all nice and bring it up here so that I can find everything. Right here. All this makes a 75 by 75 inch quilt. You can't, when you're a beginner quilter, you're like, no way. This isn't going to make much. No, but it does. It does.
Well, you still are adding some of that too, right?
That's for the border, yes.
Okay.
But still, this right here is the most of it. All right, so now we're going to move to page 4, which is block assembly. I gone ahead and rolled some bobbins. I'm using Aurifil thread that's cream colored. This is like totally out of my element again. I'm matching my thread to my fabric, even though it's going to be on the inside of the quilt and you're not going to see it. But I wanted cream because the cream, you know, in case it's see-through, it's not really that see-through, but I mean, you know, whatever. Anyways, I mean, the batting that I use, that I'll probably use in here is cream anyway. So, all right, here we go. Gather the following to make one block. Hi. All right, here we go. We're just going to put all our letters and stuff right here so we can find everything to make one block.
What weight thread?
It is... that's upside down.
There's a number.
40 weight.
Oh, there's a number or something at the top.
All right, let's put all these here and let's gather our supplies for one block. I want to kind of just stack it all, you know, what goes to what, because I kind of want to totally chain piece this whole entire thing. So I guess page, you know, that's what I'm going to do. On page 4, I'm going to skip making just one block and I'm going to chain piece all the pieces for this because the letter here shows F. So it shows F pieced to an L and an M. So I'm going to piece all my F's to all the L's and all the M's, right? And then 8 says to put A, N, and whatever together, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and chain piece the lot of all these alphabets because I think that would go easier, and I'm a chain piecer, and I like to get things done faster. So what we're going to do is we're going to find F, which is right here, L, which is right here. I'm just going to slide that up a little bit more. And then M, 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 M. Where's M? M, right there. So we're only using how many M's? How many of these are there? I'm going to assume there's 9. Yep, there's 9. So let's pull 9 M's off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 M. So I'm going to hook these together, L to an F to an M. L, F, M. We're going to chain piece all of these together, and then we're going to be pressing towards the print, not my background. Because it just says press, so I'm just going to go towards the darker color.
What weight thread do you quilt with? Glide?
My glide is a 40 weight that I quilt with. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and L, F, and M. I'm going to do all the L's and F's first. Doesn't really matter which side I piece them on, because they're all going to be the opposite side with a 1/4 inch seam.
What brand is the solid?
The solid is the Marshall Dry Goods Dream Cotton Blend. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and chain piece a lot of these through. There we go. Right sides together. 1/4 inch seam. That's too wide of a stitch length. Let's change that. And with my cream background fabric, I don't have to worry about a right side or a wrong side. It's all the right side to me because it looks exactly the same on both sides. Just chain piece them all through. I find this to be a little bit more time effective, but if you are the kind of person that needs to make one block first so that you understand the way all the blocks go together, then follow the directions to make just one block at first. But I'm going to go ahead and make all the parts and pieces like this and chain piecing style. I find this to be better.
You ever use serger thread to sew your quilt?
I have used serger thread to sew quilts, but my serger thread is on the serger. I actually have not, since I got the serger, I have not bought any thread for it because I haven't bought any thread for it. I'm going to snip these apart into my lap so that I could just pull them from my lap. And they'll be out of order, but that's okay because they really don't need to stay in order because this whole entire thing is getting all mixed up anyway. All right, so I'm going to sew my other piece now, my M to the opposite side. Sorry, I have like fuzz in my nose, so I'm not picking my nose, my friends. Not on camera, at least. We all do it. It's like really bothering me, like a piece of fuzz or something in my nose. It's a good thing somewhere around here I have tissue. Oh, it's way over there.
Do you want a tissue?
Yes, please.
Okay, where is it?
Over there in that white basket.
Oh, okay,
We're going to pick the nose away from the camera.
do you like my very good solids over others?
I like all solids except for country, what is it called? Country something or other. Country, I don't know. What's that? Joann's. I don't like it at all whatsoever. But I've used solids from everywhere. We just get this one for really cheap, so it makes it like $2 something a yard. And it's cheaper than buying in Walmart right now. And Walmart, you can't buy the whole bolt anymore either, so go figure. So I'm stuck with buying wherever I can get a bolt for cheap. And it's just as quality, if not better quality, than other fabrics that I have purchased and used, because I have used so many different brands. I've been exposed to so many brands thanks to all of you out there. And the fact that I shopped at Walmart a lot and Joann's and Hobby Lobby and so on and so forth. Country Classics, that's the name of the brand at Joann's that I absolutely 100% do not like. That stuff, not only does it shred, but falls apart once you start stitching it. Like, sorry to dog the brand if Joann's people ever see this, but that stuff is the cheesiest, cheap. It's almost like using a poly cotton. Falls apart, it wrinkles up while pressing it. It just is not good fabric.
How do you organize your fabric?
My fabrics are not really organized. They're just thrown in my fabric room on shelves and it looks pretty. I'm not in order by color or anything. I do have them kind of in order, like stripes are with stripes, polka dots are with polka dots, flowers are with flowers, so on and so forth. All right, we have L and F are combo, so those are done. All right, so now that these are done, I'm just going to finger press them to the darker fabric, which would be my F fabric. And then I'll just stack them out of the way. Although I probably should re-put the alphabets on them. That way I know that this is the L and F combo when putting it together. But I'm pretty sure that's the only piece that is shaped and looks like this. Probably could get out the cordless iron and do this, but...
Do you want me to get it?
Nah, that's fine. This isn't taking as long as I thought. I thought it was going to take me a really long time to press them. What am I doing? These ones, that side. side, that side, and that side. Sorry, I was staying. Ouch. That hurts. Can I make a whole entire 9 blocks without pressing with an actual iron? Probably. I've done it before. This little wooden thing is like amazing. Since I just painted my nails, I don't want to get any nail polish on my... I literally painted them before the live. Why? So that they can look pretty. Even though I realized that it's actually ugly. As soon as I started painting them, it looks pretty on the nail polish, but doesn't look pretty on my fingers. It's green. But hey, whatever. I'll keep it for a week, and then I'll paint them something different. All right, so this was F. I'm just going to put F on here so that I know that's F. There we go. Next combo, page 5, is 2. Does it really say that on here? Okay, so we're going to do A, print, N, and N is this one, and J, 4, J, where's J? Which one's J? This one's J.
You want me to help?
Mark a diagonal line on the back. So A, how many of these are going to get it? 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 9. Okay. So they're going to get 2 different directions. So 9 and 9 right here of A. So N is going to go on here 2 different directions. So my A units are going to go like this. And on one side, the N, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 2 of these, the N is going to go sewing one direction, and then 2 will get the other direction. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The crossbody bag, the one that's the right bag, is that the one they're talking about? That one, the fabric was sent to me by a client. Somewhere in that video's comments section, there is a link, and I think it might be in the description, to an expired ad. It doesn't exist, can't find it anymore, but it at least has the name there so that you can find it. And then this one will go this way. So I'm sewing these opposites. So I'm going to take these over the machine. I'm going to sew all of these from corner to corner. I'm just using my diagonal seam tape because I don't have the time to draw on a line for all of these. So one is going to go from this corner to this corner, and the other is going to go from the opposite corner, from right down to left, and from this one will go from left down to right. So I'm just going to move these to the side and do all of my left down to right first. I'm just going to line it up right here on the top and sew from the left top corner down to the right. So I'm going to move my seam guide out of the way, and I'm just going to sew from corner to corner, and I'm using the diagonal seam tape, which is quite handy to sew my diagonal lines. And I try to keep it as straight as I possibly can because I don't want to mess it up, because I am sewing them all chain piecewise. And I want them to be nice. So again, I'm sewing A and N units right now, or the N to the A. The N to the A. Hey, hey, hey. Sorry, I know I'm silly. Haha. Gotta have a little laughter on the live. And then I will probably go back through and sew half an inch away so that I can make something off these cutoffs, because we're cutting off these as well. So that way these could just be half square triangles for later, all the excess. Because these are some big cuts here, so I definitely don't want to waste all that. And one more going this direction, and I'm going to do the other ones the other direction. So the other direction now is from the top right corner down to the bottom left. Again, I'm just using my diagonal seam tape. This is going to be an adorable quilt. I just can see it now.
Butterfly. Anything butterfly is
Well,
adorable,
brown
right?
and blue butterflies, you know?
Well,
They're going to be brown and blue.
I chose the colors. You just calm down. Scotty has the picture.
Yeah. More, and I'm going to go back real quick and sew a half an inch away on the cutting off side, the side that's getting cut off, not on the side that's staying together. So we're just going to bring it all to my lap and sew a half an inch away on the side that I'm cutting off. I'm literally just sewing them all through really quickly, like. And where the half an inch away is, I don't know. But I'm sewing them really quickly, like. I'm just guessing a half an inch away. Now I gotta switch the sides. Half an inch away. All about no waste here. No waste for Tiffy.
Did you decide on a name for your Neapolitan ice cream stack
The
last week?
the Neapolitan quilt will be Neapolitan.
That's the name of it, just Neapolitan?
Yes.
Okay. I thought it was Neapolitan stack.
Oh, Neapolitan stacks, yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Scotty confused me by talking to me at the same time.
I just asked you the question.
I know. You were calling it one thing, and my brain was thinking something else, and it didn't come out that way, the way we were thinking.
I just read you her question.
Yeah.
What her question said.
Okay, now we're doing the opposite direction. And then I just need to snip them apart and press them, and then they're going to get the J pieces on them. Do they have to match? Do the J pieces have to match? I'm curious. Oh, no, because it's a light on a dark. Let's look at the block. Where does J land?
Are you sewing the right and left side of the wings?
Yep.
Do you need to pair up prints for both sides?
For the bottoms, I will when I go to lay everything out. But right now, I'm just chain piecing everything. So there's 9 and 9 in each pile. So these are the top parts. And then the bottom part will also have 9 and 9 in each pile. And they'll go those directions. And then I'll match them up when I stack all my blocks. So right now, I'm just going to trim all these apart. Oh, there it is. Hiding. Hiding from me. So I already now have a half square triangle for another project. And then this one is the piece that goes on here. And I'm just going to press it towards the dark. That's going to be really hard to press because that's on the bias, but I'm going to be super careful about it. I might just have to have Scott turn the iron on.
Ooh, do I get the iron? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Yay!
So I'm just going to trim all these apart. And then
I get to help. Ha ha ha. What am I ironing? Do I have anything yet?
you'll have this stack in just a minute.
Okay.
But be very careful with it because it's on the bias, which is the stretch.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to stretch them funky. Took me all that time to sew them. Look, I need you
Is there
to
a picture of what the
press
finished quilt
them
pattern will look like?
back like this. That picture right there.
Look, you see the picture. Okay, now show me again what you were saying.
Pressing them back towards the bigger fabric. Make sure you don't get no wrinkles or folds in them.
So no matter what color, it's always going towards the bigger?
Yeah, it's always going towards that one. So like put the iron on it and heat it first and then roll it back. You know, there's that stack.
I know how to iron.
I don't remember what page I was on now. Right there.
How long is the ruler you're using?
The little ruler I'm using is 8 inches by 2.5 inches.
Any other questions? Tell me to wait.
If there's any other questions, just wait. Scott's pressing. Or just hold off on it till he's done ironing for me until I start sewing again.
Where's my stack? All these?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you didn't press them?
No, I did not pre-press anything for you. And one more. All right, so those are all my half square triangles for another time. These are all my pieces that Scott's gonna press. And that's my end pile. All right, now we're gonna work on the next part that goes on these, which is the J. So we're gonna take 9 and 9 again. So that stack can stay there. It's a good thing I stacked them all in order. That makes it so much easier for me to find the start and end of these two stacks. That way I use them all equally. I just got to find where that big piece is right there. No. Yes. There's 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And here's 9. Right there. 2, 3,
All right,
4,
give me some
5,
more. Give me
6,
some more. What else
7,
am I ironing?
8,
Are these?
Yes. 1,
Okay.
towards the dark, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. So now I got my 9 and 9 is 18. I do want to make sure that I'm going to put the same one on each side, my same J on either side. So we need to wait until the other stack is done or put them in a specific order for both stacks once Scott's done ironing, and then sew these on in the order. As long as they are all different, then it shouldn't matter. But they're going to go down here in the bottom corner right here and get sewn in opposite directions as well.
I'm almost there. I only got 4 more.
So much easier to do this chain piecing manner. That's the J file, by the way.
And have someone iron for you.
Yeah, it's nice to have someone iron too.
Yeah, gotta get iron.
Yeah, because I want my J's to match down here too. So I need to go back to my original order. That would be that. I don't know how they all got out of order like this, but they did. Then this one is second.
Ah, there you go.
And this one is third. This one is
yeah.
fourth. This one is
Am I good for now?
fifth. Yeah.
Sweet.
6. 7, 8, and 9. Okay. Let's put these in that same order. What's on the bottom? Oh my goodness. That's 1. And then 2 is this one. 3 is this one. 4 is this one. 5 is this one. 6, 7, and 9. All right, so here's my opposites. Let's make sure that I have them the correct direction. That way, like this. So now I'm going to sew these in the order that they're in these bottom corners right here. One is going to come down this way, and the other is going to come down the other way. And I'm just going to try to keep those in the same exact order. So I'm going to make sure I look at it one more time. So we're sewing J onto the AN unit on the A side.
Is our quilt show this year or next year?
I don't even know anymore.
They
canceled it. Yeah,
we don't have a quilt show anymore.
yeah, that we don't have a quilt show anymore. They keep screwing everything up. So, ooh, I don't want those two on top of each other. I don't want those two on top of each other. Let's find a different order. Let's do this one then. Oh well, we'll just do it anyway. As long as it matches the other one, it should be okay. All right, so I'm going to sew these using my diagonal seam tape so that I don't have to mark anything. These I'm not going to sew a 1/2 inch away. I'm just going to cut them off like I would with any 2.5 inch bottom cut. Oops, did I spoil that number? I am going to be I'm hoping to get everything situated so that I can go to QuiltCon in February in North Carolina. And that'll be a better place if any of you East Coasters want to meet me, because I'll be at QuiltCon, hopefully. I'm hoping. Got to get everything worked out. Finances and where I'm going to stay, what I'm going to do. And I have been air sewing. Look at that. Why didn't you guys tell me I ran out of bobbin thread? I mean, isn't that what you're here for? All right, let's get that bobbin filled and go back 5 pieces. 4 pieces, maybe 3 pieces. I don't know how long I've been not really sewing. Keep that with that. Keep that with that. Keep that with that. All right, here we go. We ran out right here, middle of that piece. Okay, now let's just sew them on the previous line I made. Look at that.
We're in North Carolina.
Raleigh, I don't know how it's pronounced. Raleigh,
Capital.
North Carolina, the capital of Carolina. Raleigh, I don't know. Yeah, that's what
I'm pretty
it's.
sure that's the capital of
Raleigh,
North Carolina,
I'm not
anyway.
sure. Yeah, I don't know if it's the capital or not. But it's in North Carolina, that's all I know. I'm going to check the pattern to see if those pieces are the same colors. They probably are. Oh, yeah, they are. Okay, yeah, they're the same. They are the matching ones. So that when I hook the next unit together, those should match as well. So I'm trying to keep everything in an order then, I guess. All right, so now these ones are going to go from here to here. All right, so these are in the same exact order for this set as the previous ones I just ran through. I could have scrappied it up, but then I think it would look weird. So we're just going to make it proper. Come on, get on there. Oh, yeah. 2 more. And 1 more. All right, now I'm just gonna trim these off, and then I'm going to
Get the iron again?
send it all over to Scott to iron after I trim these pieces away. Oops, that's that way, and this direction. Now these ones, opposite direction. All right, now I'm just going to trim these away. I'm going to save the pieces, but I'm not going to sew them right now. We're going to try to keep everything in order so when we hand it to Scott, he can keep it all in order because it needs to all stay in order.
Oh, so I had to iron them, keep them in order?
Yeah, in the exact order that I'm stacking them in. So wait for me to stack them all. Yep.
All right.
When you're trying to chain piece and everything land a certain direction, you definitely have to keep everything in order for it to land with its counterpart on the opposite side. Or the pieces, or else you're just going to keep having to redo your stack. And then if you don't have a stack to refer to, then that just messes everything up. So here's the order. This is the bottom to the top, keeping it upside down like this. So this is the bottom. All right. I'll cut these away on this direction now.
Okay, what are you saying now?
The direction that they are, that's the bottom, that's the top. So when you start pressing them towards this direction, press them that way, just restack them back up like this. You know what I mean? To the top.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll press one at a time, and it'll go just like this. 1, 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll be opposite. Which way am I pressing this little one to?
It doesn't matter, one side or the other. Just keep them all the same direction.
Okay.
Keep them all the same direction, Mr. Scotty.
Iron them on top of each other, right?
Yes, you can. When you iron this side, iron them the opposite direction that you're ironing now.
Oh,
that way they nest when I put them. That way they nest when I put them together.
You're going to confuse me. Wait till I'm done.
All right, while he is pressing, we're going to prep our next units, which are A and J again for the bottom section. So I'm using the rest of the A's, it seems like, because there's no more A being used. Nope, and nope.
You change your needle?
I change my needle when I feel like changing my needle, unless it starts messing up, but I usually don't have problems with it. I have a titanium needle in here. All right, so here's the order. We're going to do 2 opposite sides because we're doing 2 opposite directions again. So here's my 2 piles. They're already in order. Now I need my J and 9 of them go in one pile. Which is the last and final one? It's the brown. So here's 9 for this stack. And 9, is that the brown? For this side. 9 for this side.
Okay, these are all in order.
Oh, this is this way, this is this way, that one is this way,
Okay,
and 9 for this side. Okay.
Now what am I doing with these ones different?
Press that bottom, so if you press these all out, press the other ones in.
Okay.
Yeah.
These are all still being stacked the same, right?
Yes, stack them the same, but just press them in. That way my seams nest.
So the top one's now in the bottom.
Yep. So we're making sure seams nest all at the same time while we do this.
All your seams are going to be all.
All right, so now we're going to put the same order of everything. I'm going to go with my J. I'm going to sew from this corner to this corner. So I'm going to go on the left-hand side and the right-hand side of the top. And they're going to be sewn opposite like this. And then we're going to go on the bottom corners. So the bottom right and the bottom left. And I'm going to be sewing these opposite of each other. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of this side first with these 2 directions. And then I'll pull this other stack and do the other way. So I'm going to keep this pile in order, but I'm going to go ahead and, again, I'm on page 5 already. Set number 9, the section 9, page 5. So I'm going to sew these all on now, right sides together, right here. Again, from the middle of the top towards the bottom of the left middle, I guess is the word for it. The word that I'm looking for, right? Yep. Okay, I'm going to make sure like 5 times before I sew this that I'm sewing the right direction. The right direction. Look at that. Can't even talk. All right. So I'm just going to line these all up under here and chain stitch them on.
You're a quilter, not a public speaker, my love.
Yep. I can make mistakes with my talking here and there.
It's
It's plenty legal. Yep.
Okay, do I keep these piles separated now?
Yeah, this side goes on this side now. Right there.
Okay.
Just like that.
Am I done ironing for now?
Yep, for the moment. And then
Alright.
I'm going to give you this stack afterwards.
Well, then we're going to answer questions.
Alright, set sides together. Keep going till I'm done.
Where do you get titanium needles?
The titanium organ needles can be found online. Look on Amazon. Check the local quilt store. You can get them anywhere. They're just the titanium organ needles is what I use in this Juki. Everything is usually right here, but recently I had jumped into the drawer and like threw everything everywhere. So they just look like a regular organ needle package, but they're titanium. I got the titanium ones for durability and longer lasting. I just order 100 packs, so they last me a long time. Like so long that I've only had to buy needles for my Juki machines. This is my second time buying noodles. Second time buying noodles for this machine. Second time buying the needles for the Juki machines. Well, single machine, because now I have this one and the other one. And I've changed the needle like 4 times now since I've had this machine. Because I've made a lot of quilts. And sewn a lot of fabric, you know. So I had to change it. Plus I've made bags and all sorts of stuff. All right, so here's my first direction, and now I'm going to go ahead, snip them apart, keep them in order, and then sew the opposite direction. So I'm going to keep them in order so that my matching piece ends up on the opposite side. Like this. So now I'm going to be sewing my bottom corner ones in the opposite corner, going from right middle of the long side down to the middle of the bottom left. Oops. Only need one piece at a time, Tiffy. Okay, so I'm just going to sew these on now. Making sure, yep, I'm doing it right. These are very clear instructions on this pattern, this Lella Boutique pattern, so I'm actually super excited that it's easy to read and understand, and the visual pictures are in color, so it's helping me. Again, I'm not super good with other people's patterns as I am my own. I tend to make more stuff up than I follow an actual pattern of things. And there's so many patterns I've actually done that I've changed up to because I wanted to do it my way.
Have you broken any of the titanium needles with your speed?
I have not broken any titanium needles. Nope, haven't broke a titanium. I've bent one, but I haven't broken one. Actually, I bent like 2. I bent 2 because I bent one on a bag before I had my surgery. All right, so before I'm going to move these over here, snip these apart in order, and then
what is this mama
trim
working on?
them. Thumper came to say hi and see what I'm working on and say hello to all of you. Hi, buddy. Hi. Oh, I know you want some loving.
Who does? He says, I gotta get in on this, mama.
All right, so I'm going to trim both sides, pass these to Scott, and then I'm also going to have him press them in opposite directions as the previous unit. So I'm just going to trim these off and put them in my 2.5-inch stack. Well, they actually become something else because I usually make, I tend to make, what is it called? There's a word for it. Hourglass blocks with my cutoffs from 2.5-inch pieces. Oh, come on. So I'm just cutting them all. And I'm going to make sure before I pass them to Scott which direction they need to get pressed. Probably says in the pattern. Does it not say? Yeah, it doesn't say which way to press. There is no arrows or anything. So this is completely up to you with the pressing to pay attention which way the pressing should go.
So which way am I pressing?
I won't know until I'm done stacking these.
Oh, okay. I say we let iron decide.
Okay, you
Iron
can't. I
Man's
can't let you
choice.
decide if I want it to land right when I sew the block together. It has to be accurate, Mr. Scotty. Okay. Throw that over there because I have a whole stack of them now. We're going to put these back in order for Scott, and then we're going to look and see which direction it needs to be pressed. So this is the bottom of this one side, the left side. All right, so if this is going to go on the left side, that is pressed out. You're going to be pressing this one in, like this, in, and this one out.
Okay.
Can you do that? All
Yep.
these in, that out.
Am I leaving them in the same stack?
Well, yeah, that's the top piece, so you can place them upside down when you're done, I guess. I don't know. Whatever's easiest for you. All right, now we're going to do the opposite side.
I mean, do they have to stay in this order?
Yes, that's the top to the bottom.
I can't unstack them.
You can. I'll just put them back in order again.
Okay, well then I have to turn them upside down.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so these are going to go on from the middle down that way. So these are going to go on. Pay attention. So I'm centered down to the right. Center to the right. Again, I'm still using my diagonal seam tape. It takes so much time out of making a quilt if you just go ahead and buy the diagonal seam tape. I used to mark everything. I marked a quilt once. I did a cozy quilt pattern. I've done plenty of cozy quilt patterns, but I did a cozy quilt pattern a couple years ago before this diagonal seam tape stuff. And let me tell you, I marked the back of every single one of the pieces, and there was over 500 of them. So let's just say diagonal seam tape to the rescue, because this stuff has saved my sanity. Like, seriously.
Who's sitting on my seat?
Oh, Thumper's sitting on Scott's seat now. He always does that. As soon as Scott gets up and starts helping me, Thumper just jumps in and does what he wants. All right, so I'm going to separate them, stack them right back up in the same order. All right, now I'm going to do the bottom, which will be, hold on, we got to look again. It's going to go from the middle left side down to the middle right. Right? Yep. Okay, that's how it's going to go. So I'm going to sew these corners on now. To find the pattern, you just type in exclamation mark pattern. It only works during the live stream. If you try to type it in the comment section after the live stream, it just gets deleted because it doesn't work. It doesn't do nothing. After the live stream, you'll see them in the chat, and you'll also see in the chat in the description box the link to the pattern. So if you want to follow along to the however long it takes me video-wise to do this, however many Sew Sundays to do this, then that's where the pattern can be found, and you'll have plenty of time to catch up because these videos are always available. Come on, play. There we go. Thank you. Because I have all this stuff in my throat space. If I just moved it out of the way, I wouldn't have these struggles. Two more. One more.
Okay, these are all perfection. Where do you want them?
Right here on this side.
Okay.
Those go that side.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to trim all these away now. Oh, we finished with all the A because we're kind of building the block as we go. So I'm just trimming a 1/4 inch away. Sometimes it doesn't get it because there's dings in my cutting mat. Come on. Thank you. It's all 7.
Yeah. I don't care how long it goes.
All right. Probably should have mixed up my contrasting colors a little bit better. I should have planned it through, like the directions say you can go through the whole thing. You should have warned me to tell them that you were moving the camera.
Look at that seat stealer.
But he's saying, look at that seat stealer. The seat thief.
As soon as Daddy moves, he has to jump in and steal my seat. You can still see it. Only took a second.
Oh, I just meant that the camera was moving. You have to warn them so that people that get nausea.
I move this slow.
Okay. Here you go. Let's make sure which way these go. So if those are under this way, these go out. So this goes out, Scott.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's back at me.
This one is out, and this one is under.
You told me
Yep.
it didn't matter.
No, this one does, because
one was the other one.
yeah. Oh, did you not press them all the same?
No, it did.
It did matter because they have to be opposite of each other to
Put
match.
them all exactly the same.
Okay, so this is under and this is out. Okay, so this one fold it under and this one out towards this one. Okay.
You're just confusing me.
As long as they're all the same, my dear.
What's the matter?
All right,
I'll make them
now.
all the same. They have to be, this one has to be on top?
Yes.
Okay. Is that correct?
Yes and yes. Yep, it's
Okay.
correct. Okay, so the next step is to sew these together, all 4 of these, and adding the eye units. That's this right here. But it's almost 7, so I guess we can save this until next week. because I don't like to go over 2 hours. So Scott's going to press those, and then we'll.
Questions, Mom?
Does anybody have any questions so far? One of my moderators can. Oh, I can't even do that because we're on this screen. I can't do that, Katie, while on this computer, on this screen, because this computer is not on a Google. It's totally different. But if one of my moderators wants to add it, they can.
What are we trying to do?
She wants a link to her channel if they could.
Oh, she's not one of our.
No, but if anybody wants to look up Living Greenland, they can. All right. Any questions? Let's see. I love the project that you're working on. I love it too. It's going to be pretty. It's going to be super pretty. Updates for this past week. I didn't film a vlog. If you guys haven't noticed, I didn't do a long arm vlog. I had, this week has been a struggle for me. Friday, I did make myself a bag because I needed a distraction I just, needed to distract myself with something fun and, something that took me quite a while to do. But I used my other Juki. I had to have Scott fix my knee lift because somehow, even though I haven't been using the machine, it decided to loosen itself. So that was kind of weird. So I had him fix that, but I used the other Juki and made this lovely bag that you've been probably staring at in the background going, hey, what is that back there? So I made this jean and fabric bag. It is actually a backpack. So let me show you guys how awesome this is. It is a convertible. I love making these because if you want a backpack, I'm going to have to see if the camera even shows because we're not in the right position.
I can move the camera. I'm done ironing in 2 seconds.
Okay. So it's a backpack, as you can see, sort of, right here. I'm not really in the lens enough, I think. So it's a backpack, which is super awesome. I can't see in the camera. I can't see.
Turn around.
So it fits and it's adjustable, so if you have bigger shoulders or something, it can be completely adjusted just like any other strap. So you can make it sag more. As you can see, I just made it lower. So there we go. It's a backpack. Or, get this, here we go. Just unhook this strap and hook it to the sides like this and like this. And you have yourself a crossbody bag. So look at that. It's a crossbody or a backpack. Pretty crazy, right? And it's made with recycled jeans. So there's a big pocket right here, ×2, because it's a double pocket front. And then on the inside, oh, it's also jean on the back side as well. And it's quilted jean. The inside is the same as every other bag that you make. It doesn't have anything in it except for one slip pocket. So you can see it has a slip pocket in there, just right there. And then the rest of it's just an open bag because it's just a backpack. So it's an open bag. There is no pattern right now because this is just me making up something as I go. But this is my latest creation of me having fun, distracting myself. So, it's a purse or it's a backpack, however you want it to be. And it's really easy to swap them out. You just unhook it and slide the D-ring through here. Slides right through the thing like this. You hook one side to this bottom backpack clip and the other side to the other backpack clip. And then you have yourself a backpack all over again. So you can see it hangs just like a backpack. So it's pretty cool. It's a convertible if you don't want to use it as a backpack and you want a crossbody or your shoulders are getting tired. Isn't that awesome though, right? Okay. Enough on my wonderful little half jean butterfly backpack. I had so much fun making it. I just distracted myself enough to, you know, I made my daughter one of these before, and Maxine, she got the last convertible backpack I made. So it was a crossbody and or a backpack. And they're fun to make. They look cool. And this one's just made with jeans, recycled jeans. So this is the butt of a jean. So anyways, that's what I was up to this week. I made that up.
Making the tiny backpack?
Compared to the tiny backpack, it's harder because this one is a complete curve around. So when this part is sewn on the inside, when this one has the binding, just like the little backpack, most backpacks have binding in them. At the bottom, right here in the corner, the binding actually goes in a circle around here. So you circle it on. So it's one continuous long piece of binding in there. And this circle right here, and all the fact that it has all these layers, they do not go through this machine at all. It's too much for it with the jeans and everything. So this one had to be done on the Juki, the big DU1181N walking foot machine, because it just is impossible on this Juki for it to sew through all these layers. It is a dual zipper top, by the way, too. So it's 2 zipper. And it's very easy to open the zipper. But yeah, that's what I made. And I like it. I think it turned out super awesome. I want to make more, but they're all going to turn out different because the amount of butt that you have on jeans or the front pocket or whatever part you use isn't very big as opposed to other parts from other jeans when I go to make more. So you get what you get on size wise. So I could show you in a future video of how to make the bigger backpack, but the measurements you're going to have to do on your own. So I can give you the style of how to shape everything and all that, but everything else has to be your own way. Anyway, so next week when we come back, we will, on next Sunday at 5 p.m. Arizona time, we're going to come back and we're going to sew these units together. And then we're going to sew the bottom pieces on this side and this side, and then sew the 2 sets of sides together. So next week we'll come back and we'll work on that and then start with the next stage of what we're doing. So we'll be working with G and E by then. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. Thank you guys all for hanging out. Don't forget, if you want to follow along these videos for the next few Sundays, it's Lella Boutique Social Butterfly number 136, because there's other patterns out there that say Social Butterfly. And Lella Boutique also has a smaller version, which is not 136. So, but the explanation pattern, or it's in the description below the video, that only works during the live stream, the explanation thing. All right, guys, thank you for hanging out, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Good night.
Bye. 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 Bye.